What's new, 802? I'm Becca Hammond, and you're listening to Vermont Talks. Vermont Talks may include graphic or explicit content. Listener discretion is advised. Perfect. Welcome, Colby Martin, owner of Hometown Hauling 802, Junk Removal and Movers. Welcome, Colby, onto the show.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your business. I think you said that it started during the pandemic?
Yes. Yep. Starting during the pandemic. A lot of people are out of work, myself included. Before that, I had a DJ business, and I was also doing like construction during the day. So the job sites were shut down, and anywhere to DJ was shut down as well. And so I was enjoying family time and being home, and had 2 young children. And so my wife and I and them, we were just hanging out. And there was unemployment benefits, that were kind of like helping folks get by. And so it was a great time to relax. But those benefits were like starting to run out. And so I was getting in touch with the people that I was working for. And I wasn't getting much response back from them. So I was getting a little nervous. And even though like that kind of normal work, like service work was starting, the other work that I was doing as a DJ was not coming back, like snapping back,
No, that took several years.
Right. So that was kind of like my real bread and butter and like the business that I was focused on. So I kind of just started thinking about other things. I had a friend out in Maine where I used to live through some of my adolescent years. He had a hauling company that they were just helping folks get their stuff to the dump. And he had been doing it for like 15 years, So I was like, it was just always kind of on my mind. And I remember the exact day when I said, okay, God, I'm going to try this out, and I'm not going to try too hard to make it like all my own thing, like super crazy. And like, I had this thing where I said I wasn't going to buy t-shirts and like go all out. I was just going to like do honest work and see what happened.
Yep.
And that's really how it started. I just kind of like put out an ad to my friends and family, like from my personal Facebook page, and a couple people hit me back. And then I found somewhere else to put like the word out. Then a couple people hit me back there. And I was like, this is very interesting, because every time I tell a large group of people, a couple people come back and say, hey. So I was like, that was very interesting. And I just was trying to find ways to get it in front of as many people as I could.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
And what kind of, who's calling you? Is it people who are moving? Is it people who just have, a giant basement full of stuff that they don't know what to do with?
Right. Yeah, all of the above. At one point in this business, I thought, boy, we must have taken away all the junk that there is. And, everyone just must have a clean household and totally nothing to get rid of. Obviously I was wrong about that, because the phone kept ringing. It's people that are getting ready to move and don't want to take a bunch of crap with them that they've been saving, or maybe they don't have any use for, everybody's grown out of, or it's people that are, maybe they're in a situation, like an emergency situation with like flooding or weather or things of that nature, where they need guys to come in and haul stuff out of the way so that, they can get into the work that they need to do on that type of scene. We also help people with their moving. We realized after the junk removal business started, people were asking, hey, can we get you to bring our stuff just down the road instead of to the dump? And, so that's how that kind of started, and, bought the equipment to go along with it. So, a big part of it is moving, real estate agents, the people who are involved with the move themselves, as well as like other national companies like truck rental companies that are looking for, that have customers that need helpers. So it all kind of like really, there's a wide spectrum within just that little segment of like people who are moving. And we both know that like Vermont has kind of been kind of a hot spot for people to come out here.
Yeah.
Since the pandemic, where people are freed up to work from home and are now picking, where they want to live in the country. And, we live in such a beautiful area that, a lot of people are coming here. And, some of the good old boys are like, keep them out of here. And, we're happy to help. If you want to come hang out with us, we want to help you unload and set up and take care of you.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you don't do? Is there something where you're like, oh no, I don't think I want to do that?
Well, we've done a lot of stuff. And, when we first started out, we're carrying pianos around and which is dangerous. And, stuff that's like, man, just really cumbersome. Like I remember moving a lot of these chain link fences this one night. We were out till, like 10 o'clock at night, just trying to move these fences that were all like interlocked together. It was like it was just like a total nightmare, like disaster from the beginning. But because it was like a new business and we're like, just want to help. And this is what we had, it's kind of like what, God brings you to, God will get you through. So we kind of just kept that faith and we just kept making it, to the next thing. These days, we stay away from like pianos that got to go up and down flights of stairs.
Yeah.
Because that's like a pretty big liability. And I never really want to do it. So I don't want to say, hey guys, I don't want to like offer the guys that work for me to do something that I wouldn't do.
Yep.
Or that I haven't done. And even though we've done the pianos on the stairs, man, it's been some
I feel
close
like
calls.
That's something you need to be almost
There
trained
in. There are professional piano moving companies. They're not going to move their piano for a couple $100, but so it comes with a price tag. But there's a big difference also between moving someone's piano and also removing it. So if there are some stairs involved and people want it taken out of their home, then we've gotten pretty good at like demoing, taking them apart and carrying them out in pieces so that we don't have to like get too risky with that really heavy cast iron piece that's in them. So
yes.
Yeah, so the pianos is kind of one thing that we say no to. Hazardous materials, we can't haul those because we do have a Vermont state hauling license, and hazardous material is not covered on that. So, that's one of the bigger things. The most common thing is like paint. But, it never hurts to call and ask, and I'm always happy to take a look at whatever anybody has as far as moving labor, junk, trash type jobs.
So have you ever had the ridiculous, scary apartment that you had to clean out or house? Was that
like on Hoarders?
Yes, where there's just so much stuff that it's overwhelming. That's your go-to? Well, that's something I know a lot of people. We've you don't clean it because it scares you.
yeah, we've been in those situations. We work with a lot of great organizations in the area, property management companies as well. And so we're in a lot of different like apartment complexes and other facilities like that as well. And there's always a couple tenants, that they just want to collect a lot of stuff. And hey, all the power to them. I love collecting stuff too, But when it comes time to move on, there's sometimes a lot of stuff left behind, and we have to figure out what to do with it. So that's where we come in. We separate everything, based on its material, get it to the correct facilities, so that way it's like being disposed of or recycled properly. And then, we're going to try to donate as much stuff as possible. Because of that, we've, linked up with a lot of different organizations, like Habitat for Humanity, other refugee organizations in the area to supply a lot of the, used furniture for people that are in need of it. Obviously we know like the Restore and other donation, national, organizations that we can donate to. We use them on a daily basis. So those houses, they are scary and it is daunting. And boy, I never thought that I would, know how to execute something like that, because it's just like, where do you start?
That's it. Where do you start? Yeah, that's a huge task.
And the answer is really anywhere, is to get started. And it kind of works. It's once you gain the knowledge, it all kind of falls into place.
What to do with this stuff. That's a huge part of it too.
Yeah.
It's like That's the real benefit of going through you versus trying to attack something yourself that is overwhelming.
Yeah, and usually in that type of situation, it's not like because one day someone's just like, you know what, I'm going to clean this place up. It's usually because there's something else going on where it needs to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And the person that is responsible for the home is dealing with, God forbid, a death in the family or, something of that nature that is something it's a lot, or some other type of transition. And so we understand that with your hands full, the last thing that you want to do is like figure out, what's donatable and, what we can keep or, usually it's like, hey, let's have the family members go through what they can, what they think is something that they want to, keep. And then we can figure out what to do with the rest. And, our most, we make the most money when we donate to organizations that pass this stuff along.
Yep.
And it's so great because it's like the right thing to do. We keep things out of the landfill, and I always call it a win-win-win. Because we get to do better, we get to help the folks that need these items removed, and then there's somebody else that may want these type of items. So it's like truly is a win-win-win, and nobody really believed me that I was like so jazzed up about it until I tell them about our win. Like our bottom line does better, and they're like, oh, okay, now we get it. But when I would say, hey, it's just the right thing to do, they'd be like, okay, yeah, sure, you'll bring it to donations. And so we're really happy to be involved with the whole process of like helping folks, and then in turn using items that somebody no longer wants to make somebody else's day. So it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, it sounds super rewarding. This is really cool. I'm very happy that you have
there's purpose in it.
Philanthropic mindset along with making it sounds like a successful business. You said it's been growing really well, and you got to hire people and multiple trucks, I think you mentioned.
Yep. Yeah. I just I can't believe it, and it's like the biggest blessing of my life. I started with this little truck right here on this, the pamphlet. It's an S10 Chevy, which is like the smallest truck that Chevy offered in 1999 is the year.
So it was actually small, not small for today.
Right. It's a small truck, and I had a really, small trailer that we'd tow behind it that belonged to my dad. And he, shout out to him because he helped me kind of get started. Well, actually, I don't even know if I asked him. But eventually,
he still helped. It was his trailer, right?
Yeah. But today we've got like 5 or 6 great big trailers and a big moving truck, and then 4 or 5 other heavy duty pickup trucks. I've gotten into like diesel trucks, which is like, I wasn't even a truck person before this business. And it's like, now it's like something that I kind of like am into and enjoy. And I spent a lot of time at the garage, like the mechanics down the road, and partly because I always have a vehicle there. Because when you have that many cars on the road, stuff is always happening.
Oh yeah, even just maintenance on things like that. That's a lot.
I had no idea that would even be something. So now it's like the mechanic's my best friend, and I'm okay with that. And my wife's not, because I should be home. But yeah, it's cool to see the growth and just kind of be like, wow, I honestly, it's very miraculous.
Super cool.
Yeah, so, God is good.
Yeah, definitely. So tell me about your service area. How far will you go? How far have you gone?
Yeah. So that's a great question. We're a Chittenden County, kind of based company, but we also do like Franklin County. So we're up in like St. Albans a lot, and whatever. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of the name of the town that's just past it, but I'm drawing a blank.
Swan?
Yep. So, we're out there quite a bit. And then, on the other side of Chittenden County, we're down in, we go down to Montpelier, and Barrie in that area as well. And then, we'll go out to, I'd say, there's like Waterbury, Duxbury, Waitsfield. We go out there too. And we go even further when we're not too busy, which is during the colder months of the year. When we're, humming and running, it's mainly Chittenden County, St. Albans, and Montpelier. But it's like somebody calls in and they're a little far away and they're like, hey, if like we'll pay you guys more, for gas to get out here, then we work it in and fit them in because they need service and that's what we provide. So we don't let the distance stand in the way.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
great. If it makes sense, then we're there to help.
Very cool. So tell me, is there anything else that you want to share about your business? It sounds like it's a very philanthropic. I'm very impressed that you actually take the time to figure out what you can donate and like Habitat for Humanity. That's really, really nice because I'm sure that's it. I've never even really thought about that. There's got to be a way to donate to them, but I've never seen it advertised. I don't know. There's no like drop off location accessible around that I know of. Mm-hmm. So it hasn't been very well marketed, so that's really, really cool.
Yeah, they do have drop-off locations, Milton and South Burlington and up in St. Albans. They also, if you have stuff that you could give them a call and they might even come and take it from you if they think it's really nice and they want to resell it. But it's like an extra step, but it's a good one if you have a lot of stuff. So I always recommend that, if you have like stuff and it's nice, maybe give them a call. If it's on ground level, they'll come and they'll take it away. Anything that's not on ground level, they won't, but we take care of that and we can get it over to them if they're interested. So it's definitely like you can, a multi-step thing if you want to do it that way, or to cancel out the steps, make it easy. You can call Hometown Hauling and we can just take care of everything so that you can take care of your life, and so that's what we offer. And as far as additional stuff to say, I just want to say that we appreciate the customers that we already have. It's been, 4 years and I really can't believe it. So we can't thank the community enough. We do the parade on every July 4th, for up in Milton. That's where I live. We also do like the trunk or treat, which is like a Halloween event, for, the kids in Milton as well. And looking to do like more community events. I'm also looking to connect with other business owners, other people in the real estate world, because that's like a huge part of our business too. Cleaning out houses for closings and foreclosures and so forth. So it's great meeting you. It's great being here, and thank you to everybody that's been supporting us. And check us out if you need some help from some hometown guys.
Cool. Do you work with any construction companies?
A lot of construction companies. Yeah. I'm glad you said that because roll-off dumpsters is like our newest division.
Cool.
Yeah. So I've been renting out 16-yard roll-off cans. I've got 12-yard roll-off cans as well. And we've got some great prices. So construction guys, especially the ones who are kind of getting started and, maybe are last on the list for the big corporations with the huge dumpsters to rent out that aren't available on the weekends, hit me up and I can get a dumpster over to your site so you can, make your customers happy.
Yeah, really cool. I'm trying to think, is there any other business connection that would make sense? I immediately thought of like tear downs, like they're going to either tear the whole building down or they're going to completely renovate it. That makes total sense.
Yeah, we do a lot of junk we do a lot of different stuff. And another piece of the puzzle is demolition, because demolition obviously leads to like a pile of junk or like a pile of trash or something that needs to get to the dump. So we're even happy to do that first step, which maybe means tearing out your drywall or ripping up your floor or carpet or doing that, tearing the shed down, or the barn in the backyard, or the hot tub that needs to get out of there. We've cut up a lot of hot tubs, and we can also carry them out of there in one shot. We've gotten pretty good at that. So there's a lot of things, here and there where I find myself, didn't expect it. So if anybody has something new for us, we're happy to hear and happy to help as well.
Yeah, it sounds very handy. It's almost like a handy company as well as being a junk removal and moving service. Because that's a demolishing stuff. Like, even if it's total garbage, you can't donate it. That's a huge task. Or tearing down the old shed.
Yep.
Like, that's a big pain in the neck. That'll prevent people from doing it for years because it's a big pain in the neck.
Right, and then your house, then you got an eyesore in the yard, and so it's really something cool to be a part of, and just being able to help like that is something that I've always wanted to do. So it's nice that it's actually something that's impacting the community now.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're the person to call if you're not sure. Like, I've got this task I need to be done, and I know there's going to be stuff involved, and I don't know what to do. That sounds like you're a person to call. So your number is 802-556-1173, and your website is hometownhauling802.com.
Yes.
Any other social media or anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, social media, we're big on Facebook. We've got a great following there. We've got an awesome Instagram page as well, so you can see a lot of like before and afters, and maybe some cool hoarder stuff. And because who doesn't love the Hoarders TV show? It's always so interesting to see what's in there. So we give you a sneak peek into some of that stuff on our social media. So follow us at Hometown Hauling 802.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Colby, for coming on the show. And thank you all so much for listening, and have a great day. Oh, actually, the show notes for this episode will be at vermonttalks.com/44. And I'll have links to everything for Colby, all of the Hometown Hauling 802, junk removal, and movers information will also be there. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks so much for listening to the end of the show. Subscribe to Vermont Talks on your favorite podcasting platform. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all over the web. Contact Becca at vermonttalks.com if you'd like to be interviewed or if you know someone who should be. Thanks so much to Jason Baker for creating the show music. The views and opinions expressed by the guests are those of the individuals and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Vermont Talks. Any content or statements provided by our guests are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything. And that's what was new in the 802. Have a great day.